In July of 2017, my youngest son and I started off on an adventure to do Philmont Boy Scout Camp. Here are a few pictures as we left. It rained on us every single day for 12 days straight. One of the things I learned there is that some of the boys were prepared and most of the boys were not prepared for what was going to happen to them. Their socks got wet, their shoes got wet, their sleeping bags got wet, their tents got wet. Building a fire was an extremely difficult process because everything was wet. But one of the things that I learned as I went with these young men out on the trek is that I would never, ever send another young man out into the mission field without them being prepared. Perhaps some of you know about military training. Perhaps you know that they go through extensive training so that they will know that they can survive in real life experiences. A recent change has taken place in seminary, and that is our assessments will no longer be done by the individuals, but they will be done as a group. You can see here where Brother Webb says the learning assessment will move from an individual assessment to a group review. As a result, teachers should do the following. With students present in the class, use Doctrinal Mastery Assessment Review 1. That is found in the appendix of your teacher manual. Here is the teacher manual. Here's the appendix. And in the appendix is Doctrinal Mastery Assessment Review 1. What that means is you will gather your students together and you will actually do the review of the Doctrinal Mastery. I want you to think about this. New Testament group Doctrinal Mastery Review and Assessment. One of the things that is extremely important is that we as teachers help our students learn how to apply the doctrinal mastery principles and doctrines in real life situations. So really, this is an opportunity for you as a teacher to assess your students' ability to apply what they've learned for doctrinal mastery in the real world life experiences. So the question is, can I use what I have learned in real life situations? With that thought, gather your students, get together, review them as a whole class. If, however, one or two or three of your students aren't there for the group review and assessment. Now remember, you're assessing, can my students use what they have learned in real life situations? That's what you want to assess. If someone, however, misses, simply provide them the Doctrinal Mastery Assessment 1. Not the review, but the Assessment 1. That's this one here. Provide that for your seminary students who have missed it. Just give it to them. They then will take it home and they bring it back to you. Anyone who was part of the group assessment or returned the assessment on their own has completed the requirement for the assessment. Record a 100% score in WISE for those who participate in group learning assessment and those returning makeup assessment. Brothers and sisters, I know this might sound like, wait a second. Where's the box I check? What about those that don't do a lot? I encourage you, please help the students assess what they have learned and can they use it in real life experiences and situations. There were times on that trail when a young man would come to me and say, Brother Facer, I don't have a warm enough jacket. Do you have one for me? Oh, how I wish I could have given him my jacket. And at times I did. But the time is coming where all of our students need to have the warm embrace and covering of the atonement of Jesus Christ. And they need to learn how to use the principles and doctrines in real life situations. Brothers and sisters, may you enjoy this time of doctrinal mastery assessment with your students.